For the past 100 years, there's been a heated debate going on in the construction industry. That is, should you frame with wooden studs or use metal studs? The answer is not as simple as residential framers stick to wood and commercials, they can use the metal. Likewise, metal is not the new way of framing, and using wood is not an old school way of doing it. The fact is that they both have major benefits, and it seems as though each picks up the slack of the other. Personally, I believe that if used correctly, using both on a framing job could be the most effective for building a strong and sturdy house that will last for generations to come. To begin, let me share with you the pros and cons of metal studs. According to foxbox.com, metal studs are not affected by moisture, so that means no mold. There is no need to ever call pest control, as no pest will get in there. They are hollow and very lightweight, making it much easier to install. They are more fire resistant than wood, and finally, they can be recycled when it's time to take it out. According to sigbridgedesigningbuild.com, there are a few cons of metal studs. The first can be that they are very sharp and can be harder to cut without the right tools. They're not very energy efficient, and tapping a drywall screw into the metal stud is a little bit more difficult than into wood. They only come in specified sizes, and there's not a ton of customability. They can be more difficult to obtain, as your local big box store may not carry them. And finally, they're typically more expensive, according to ZenThickConstructionCo.com, they can be up to 15% more expensive. Now, the pros of wood studs are very simple. Wood has proven its strength and ability for as long as houses have been around. Wood studs are easy to obtain and come in a variety of sizes. Any big box store will carry these. And they're also very easy to repair and maintain. However, wooden studs are not indestructible. According to FamilyHandyman.com, termites and water can cause major damage to the wooden walls. Moisture and humidity can be very harmful to wooden studs, and mold can form without you even being able to see it. The quality of studs over time has decreased, so it's almost impossible to find a perfectly straight stud. Finally, the way energy codes are today, some codes may require you to double up the stud, just so you can get enough insulation between the wall. Now that we have the facts, it's time to construct our strong and sturdy house that will last. The foundation has just been poured a few days ago, so it's time for us, the framing crew, to step on the site. To begin, we will construct the outside walls. Typically, this is done with 2x4s. However, we will be using 2x6s to get the thickness needed for our local insulation building codes. Then we can make our way to the downstairs, in the basement. The basement, we'll be using metal studs. Now, we're using metal studs because of their resistance to moisture. So this means no mold, and we won't have to worry about termites getting into our basement. It's just the better choice for our basement. Along with the rest of the interior walls, we will be using metal studs for the rest of the interior walls. Their lightweight and sturdiness makes them the better choice here. We will be using metal studs everywhere except for the load-bearing walls. These we will have to use wood because only wood can be used for those. In using the metal and the inside, we will not have to worry about mold forming at all. Finally, we need to frame in the roof. For this, we will have wooden trusses to keep us nice and dry. Now, we could get into the debate of using a metal roof or your standard shingles, but that's for another time. Thank you for your time, and remember, next time you build your own house, Make sure to consult your builder and tell them that you know what you're talking about and build the most strong, energy efficient house that will last for generations to come.